Hey guys, what's up? I just shot a vlog video that's going up the same exact time that this video is going up. And so I've already kind of, well, if you watch the vlog, I explained my little hiatus of, not shooting videos. And so the first video, besides the vlog, that I'm coming back with is a review video. Yay! So my first review coming back is going to be over this little book right here. I don't know if you can see the title, but it's called Monument 14, and it's by Emmy Laybourne. And guys, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to give you kind of a rundown of the book, and then maybe halfway through the video or something like that, I'm going to be like, yo, spoilers, this is what happens. So if you guys want to read the book, if you're interested in the book, I will give you a huge warning before I start going into the spoilers. Turn off the video. Or if you just don't care, turn off the video now. But anyway, like I said, I'll give you a spoiler warning before I go into it. But first off, I'm just going to give you an overview of the book because, oh my god. Okay, so first off, I got into this book because I'm in the library club at my school. I know, nerd. And this is our book club book of the month. Sure. And this was the only copy of the book in the library, and I was fortunate enough to get it before anybody else came and got it. And so I was like, it's another book club book. It may not be good because usually we read smaller authors that no one's really heard of before. Like Barry Lyga, we read one of his books, Hero Type. We read Hero Type last year, and it was really good, I thought. But he's like he was a very small author back then. But this is actually, from whatever to the front cover, this is Emmy's first book. So it's a fantastic book. I started reading it Friday. As soon as I got home from school, I started reading it, and I read until 4 o'clock Saturday morning. So I could not put this book down. Like, it's literally about these 14 kids that have everything in the world go wrong with them. They live in a city called Monument, and there's 14 kids, so that's where you get Monument 14. But first they get into a hailstorm, and then they get locked into a superstore, and then a huge tsunami happens, and a volcano erupts, and chemical compounds end up spreading all over their city, and it just, like, goes to crap just like that. Like, it's the very first page of the book. And honestly, like, our teacher, our librarian, she read basically the very first paragraph of the book for us, and I'm going to read that to you guys. It's, "Your mother hollers that you're going to miss the bus. She can see it coming down the street. You don't stop and hug her and tell her you love her. You don't thank her for being a good, kind, patient mother. Of course not. You launch yourself down the stairs and make a run for the corner. Only, if it's the last time you'll ever see your mother, you sort of start to wish you'd stopped and did those things. Maybe even missed the bus. But the bus was there barreling down our street, so I ran." And that's basically the tone of the whole book. It's, you think everything is normal, and then as soon as you think everything's going back to being normal, boom, another thing happens, and you're flipped upside down again, and everything is far from normal. And so, I'm kind of gonna, it's not really a spoiler, this isn't the spoiler part. It's written, in the point of view of the main character. His name is Dean, and he has a younger brother named Alex, and it's basically their adventures through this chaotic world. And it's written by Dean, basically. it's supposed to be like his journal, because he loves to write, and it's basically everything that he's written down in this journal, and this is his journal basically, and or at least that's the way I perceived it, and it's very teenage boyish. Like, it appeals to females and males, I believe, in the story-wise, but at times it gives like one sentence, and it's not even very descriptive in some parts, and so it's very, you can tell that the author was very much trying to perceive or try to portray being a teenage boy and just writing in a journal. It wasn't supposed to be like a very detailed thing like an actual book is. And so I kind of like that, but at times I didn't like that, because like I said, it's at times written like a normal book. It gets into detail, and it's supposed to be like that because he's a good writer, but then it gets to where he doesn't want to talk about something, and it's just one sentence, and it's something that as a reader it doesn't matter, but it's something you're like, well, you know, go on. I mean, you brought it up, tell us more about it. And they don't ever talk about it again. So, this is where basically the regular book talk goes from. So, right now, if you want to read this book, stop. Because I'm going into major spoilers for the book, and I would really hate for someone to not stop this video and hear these spoilers and, you know, hate me for the rest of their life because I spoiled the book for them. But, yeah, if you don't want to hear spoilers, stop right now. Do it. Right now. Okay, so if you stayed along, I'm hoping that you wanted the book to be spoiled for you. So, basically, I'm pretty ticked off with the book. Okay, so I always do this thing where I read the very last page of the book. Just because usually I read longer books, and this book is only 294 pages. And so, by the time I get back to the very last page, I've forgotten what it says. But this, I read the very end of it, and to me it seems like whenever you read it, everyone's dead. You know, it's literally the last sentence of the book is, we were 5. We were then 5, or something like that. Hold on. Yeah, we were 5. And so it's just like, okay, the book's called Monument 14. The very first chapter explains that there's 14 kids with you, so you're 14 going down to 5. Doing quick math here. Okay, not maybe so quick. That's like 9 kids. Well, duh. Anyway, that's 9 kids that are gone somehow. Like, and this book, I mean, look at the front cover. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 kids standing in front of the horizon with this big old black plume of smoke. What else do you think is going to happen? They're all dead. But in reality, they just left. Like, there wasn't any, like, oh my god, I'm so attached, and now they're gone. It's just, they're gone. Like, there's no, like, to me, it just was very, just there. Because it's like, the main character gets separated from his brother, and I mean, it's by his own will, but it's just like, they're arguing because Alex doesn't want Dean to leave, but then all of a sudden it's just like Alex is cool with it. He's like, oh, okay, whatever, you're going to stay here, we'll come back and get you, everything's going to be fine. But it's just like, you know in the back of your head, everything's not going to be fine. Something's going to happen to Alex whenever he gets on that stupid bus and tries to go to Denver, and everything's going to go to crap. And it's not going to be okay. Or something's going to happen to Dean and Astrid and the 3 little kids that they now have. Or something bad is just going to happen, and you know it. But since it's written in the, like, it's supposed to be perceived as it's this kid's journal, it just happens. It's just like, you're mad at me, now we're okay. We're brothers again. And everything's going to be cool. And that just really ticks me off. Because it's just like, they went through all this trouble to put all of this horrific horrible stuff in this book, and then it just ends. There's the ending. This is what happened to those kids. They don't die. They just leave. They're gonna go on a little break. It's just like, what the crap, man? If you wanted to make this like a traumatizing book, like you perceived, like you wanted it to be, have those 9 kids die. I mean, like the very beginning of the book, you have this little girl, like this high school kid, like a sophomore, sitting there pulling on the lifeless arm of her best friend, trying to get her out from between 2 crushed bus seats. And her, like, it describes her being, like, her blood and body and, like, guts, like, being squished between these 2 chairs. And her friend, like, pulling on her lifeless arm as it just slides out of her hands. Like, if you're wanting the book to be taken in that direction from the very first 2 to 3 chapters, then you should keep that same tone throughout the whole book. I mean, it's a very depressing book. It's very gruesome. It's very violent. But I mean, just to have the very end of the book to be, they left. Half the flipping characters that you care about, more than half the characters that you care about, they just left. Doesn't matter anymore. They're gone. Deal with it. I mean, that just, it kind of ticks me off. But that's the end of my rant for this book. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. Like I said it was 4 o'clock in the morning reading it. And my dad gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So if he would have found me up, I would have been in big trouble. So, anyway, I really encourage you guys to go pick up Monument 14 by Emmy Laybourne. It is so good. And honestly, still kind of a little bit of a spoiler alert. There's going to be a second book. Or if there isn't already a second book, there is going to be, because of this little sticker right here. It says number 1. And in our library, that means that there's a second book, or a third book, or a fourth book. But anyway, I don't know if there's a second book or not. But I know that there's going to be, because it basically tells you that there's going to be a second book, you know, in this book. Like, it's, you know, there's going to be a second one. But, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys go and pick up this book. It's really good. I want to know what other people think about it. I've seen pictures on Instagram. I went and looked up the hashtag for Monument 14. And apparently it's got really mixed reviews. A bunch of people hate it and a bunch of people like it. So, I mean, I want to hear what you guys think. So, if you want to, go to this link right here, somewhere in the video around me, and go to my Twitter for this YouTube page and tell me, you know, come talk to me and tell me what you think about the book if you've read it. Or if you haven't read it and you want to read it, tell me why you want to read it, or tell me why you don't want to read it. And if you have read it, like I said, tell me why you like it or why you hate it. So, yeah, I hope you guys liked the video, and hopefully I'll be back for more. See ya.